Aha, a hit mixer studio. Na hani edi jumedi ni Friday bro. Free Samuel copy say about 2:30. And abija 4 years in kunya. Edi agudi mu nsema ya boabo ano. Edi bro. Abranti a friend of Benedict. Ewa had the money man. Obeten nka jumedi ni so Vincent. The controversial man. Ono so ewa ha. And the fireman ono so ye listo. And omo nyina age bia ene. Yebedi nkomo. Say they win the senior national team. The Blasters of Ghana, Yene, Yan Kasa Ghana Nia, being the first Ghanaian or they qualified to the World Cup, James Kwasia Piamayele, who also happens to be an executive committee member, just recently, and I can't if fashion, ama or this head mediano at work no, and the Sudan national team head coach. Now Sudan team no, coach ye Ghana ni, assistant coach ye Ghana ni, goalkeepers trainer. Ghana ninti ye Ghana for ankasa ene ebe shia Ghana for na proud to that game and no pay ye kwata sore ya cat ES Okreku waji coach otoado adwuma ye na we ne toto watoto bi di ama Blaster players na ye no be di sa ankomo no ye be yi sa video no na maji abedwafo adwen kire wo ho ebisi wo ye ni ye pa ebisi kwa se na se nko ka bi kra ka ho ebisi se opanyi Ube bibi say kra na ni kwanse nka yetwa edeba oso adwen kire say odo adwen kire ba ye be kenkan ade ama kotoko ejebo nya abeduru afi o mabuo marketem na nipa dodo san na Africa na omodo mani achem e wo DC anya discipline committee wey Washington DC asem na making kotoko kwa akosi aka na me adma Saturday na send a contingent no send the city Oma ya mom de bebe kwa kan wana so mko kan ye de muncheche mu nyina no ebe bro ewo dwumadie ni so Nations League matches ni bi ebe ko so no always abedwafo chechem list o do ram ewo the English national team the Three Lions omo team ni de wa ni oma ACT we ni afoforo bebre ene akeka bo enne abedwafo asin konwa ye de ebromidin erika of na so madu betim afrem HOD me na me di dwumadie ho chia me yemfa asra kase aseda so MYBET.AFRICA TNE MYBET.AFRICA betting companies now also but the eju omudi the utwa ya udi ya na etu ya osika ama no MYBET.AFRICA it will buy 3Ws on your phone now the MyBet account online asem na make retail shops ne so also so ye di ejuma ho match bi apese otwa bia say aviator and apese obi trample no do to a open options so options are oh, bet my akasia ni nyina no MYBET.AFRICA ho and I sabeka no this week customer service week it yeguso ka che customer say nyame aduma from a chireko ye be generate code me code na wa be quicker o wetimi abo ahyem no ye money penum 20 Ghana cedis free bet now so wetimi de atwa na wadi udi ya ye tua usika atimi ade ama on the 23rd 22nd 23rd Champions League night no you very fresh here customers various shops it ya no ahye so atimi ade amai eno ye my bet pe energy because a truly Ghana ni na ene dia it wonim bra wo bre wonim Ghana enioma ekom okrom a to odwere ho titam bi enioma pa ebetimi abo ensuo ni nipa nkwa sade amanfo kasa galam say ye cheus ensuo die eni omai bia mu a nipa ho be kire omu ye pa ti my utia akoblu mi no awota nya abot akofa nsupa eno ene ye nsuo so obi eno ensuo na bi wo agi say enyuno apɛ na obetimi ano but akoblu mi no awota de enyuno nya nyuno ensuo a wotimi no onom so a unya nkwa na bibia timi akoso yi ade ama omo ena aso ya sena metimi di dwumadie no ade brother entire production team aye seta ye ka bom na enyina timi di dwumadie no etimi ade abre abedwafo amutie na awie ene mo a mo hwe ye yema mo nyina akwa aba Emma Sports Arena abedwafo mi giri so obi anwo ye na awie
yeah obi anwo
giri so obi anwo ye
oh yeah nyame admo obi anwo
iso enanke entwa ma no ne mo ne nko fie straight ana se yen ngomo gakra
ne nyina wo sem de
me dey nsem ni bebre ene me ankasa me nya yen twa ma no ne mo
ba kam so be se kayen hwa mo ne kakra
I decide
oh I na me kan me
that's what I'm saying I decide
just say come me be 5 minutes bi na kan me fan hwe Copamas nsem bi a eba o hwe
me ma okwan
no make me
o sre enti That's the whole part.
I want you to know, say.
Okay, I'm on in some more.
Yes.
So Kopama England.
It is not about someone. Let's fees with someone.
And TH, they have someone and they feed the idea of a fee. Where they
I shapa.
A baby fee.
I ask you.
Yeah, meaning I've got and then I size of me bar. I hate makers studios no more say. Baby, I see. Yes, it's in a bay out there. Young shaman and they
This was when I'm on only BBI or
Oh, like the Obed decided.
There be all person around me problem. Also person around on no be.
Oh, sir, I'm on the assembly brio. So if say
yeah, no, say about 52. Within the next 15 minutes, you have Finian Murphy. Yeah, channel 555.
Okay. It means Tatiana.
Benedict started.
Okay.
My name started.
Started. And only BBI account.
Oh, me BB can.
And started.
Say you say Indra England for now say Kopama as on player of the season, that is for 2023-2024. Or no numpo no nji.
Benedict, my main can't show more muting now, so wait till no comment about.
Aba.
Okay, can show us the amount. And some person can be 5 minutes kasa.
Martin.
Come on, episode.
Indra no numpo me share video no numpo expect say omo de be man because time John Stones present man no dream say e be ya go bimpo no mudi but yeah the award ni man I think say Ocean start any ni nyama this season o deserve that particular award because 44 goal contribution in 40 games free time about Chelsea Ocean sister why in the year 2024 yenim say eba assist and playmaking England football and EPL numa untimi ni De Bruyne and Tonchen but wetima pa De Bruyne assist this season 2024 muya why there as a player and I think say nyama bebre won animo betima with the Chelsea team last season in pana performance ni by who so to stand out ye na say Ballon d'Or na so at least obetimenya a better position woman in the years to come na ye ball maybe Ballon d'Or first 3 and now first 2 and will be power Ballon d'Or ye bebo Kopama din account because some time ago O City Academy me share an interview on was say ni ball ni no bo na ade opeso achieve Ballon d'Or but say o hwe ball a de atu eni a o ball e che say kwan ni eda ho ampa in the next 2 years 3 years to come ye bo Kopama din say waje Ballon d'Or enyo bi anwa because or the ahoɔden ni BBS or the to as a player performance even tell uti their players are they say the style of play nimpo and yet say an English boy me share Roberto Carlos video bi oka say senior Kopama born ball say Brazilian into with this credit here modern manager say ampa or nyama be betima achieve in the world of football into where we need this award a big step manner and am no so no betimi reach the higher heights say Ballon d'Or wa kan to ne ho so person oje.
Okay, Beno, Abrantia, your friend, Benedict, the money man. Young Camu, be many said, all to non farmer, yet beba. Now, said he wouldn't even yame out my china, air corner matches and into your back boom. Now, what to me, Eddie abroad, or 10 years ago, and winty, Yenya, but Tremano, or best share, now, or the abroad. Vincent Maminti.
Yeah, actually, yeah, share for you. I think, I hope say, some money man, crooning out, and say, na omaniaji because they know say made in my pa and then actually yen share for you na bi Kopama say no after say omodesa award man a lot of people I mean have been talking say omoji say Pama cry no the hype there's some unnecessary hype and especially City fans need be able for you pa say Chelsea for the started that argument some years ago no more years Chelsea atom fire ammo and this time say the tables not 10 year Chelsea so being on the ice so Chelsea say I'm on the fire na come Man City and a City for so am I ice no and Osha years back abroad the brand journey Chelsea had a lot of players. It was going to be very difficult for a young player like Kevin De Bruyne to work into this team. And last year, Chelsea structure assistant from time to time assistant because at that time the position and not Kevin De Bruyne boy you could turn free a year German didn't buy it. That was the same position and not Frank Lampard able. And at that same time, Mikel Obi was there, Ramirez was there, all these big guns were there. And the only player I remember that transfer season, Chelsea bought Marco Marin. the Sansu to Marco Van Ginkel, and the to or no Kevin De Bruyne. These are the 3 young players I know about the time now has already become about joining Chelsea team. And De Bruyne Bayern, the only player Mourinho a man a chance man was Marco Van Ginkel. He was the only player with me setting into Chelsea team no. Despite the fact on the real team no, also injuries. Any Sabranton no, and Buano. He was a DM, a box-to-box midfielder. Na near Dino, he was just like a Branton in McTominay, but just that no flake crack. So on open the only player Oberem same applies to Mohamed Salah. The time Mohamed Salah died, Chelsea had lots of wingers, and before I obey me, I retain your position. You have to score in game in game out. Oshegwe now but 3-4 games to Arsenal to Manchester. There's no way say you're going to get another starting spot. So the banner issue, people are saying say Mourinho man chance. I'm trying to say a brand say players no better more. He wasn't better than them. And even if those players now the banner better more, if they were playing Assad now, I still don't think say the banner was going to bench Frank Lampard any day in any team or the Frank Lampard bebo. So I think say the time by and about then coach no Cotonou City no, the coach also found him useful in the squad. Same applies to Kopama because Kopama or Man City. The little chance Obinyano no Bobo won't say no, this guy any Bobo. Omo community showed the money Arsenal boy. He was the only share the only goal more. And Arsenal Super Cup on boy. He scored the goal. So Abrante will be while rising through City Academy. And they knew that he had the potential, and he was one of the first, academy graduates. Pep Guardiola, more chance, my boy, or no era. So I think that Palmer about Chelsea, actually, me makes me can say, I don't see any club in this world called Palmer and starting. I don't see any club in this world because Kopama can play either from the flanks or can play in the middle. Last season under Pochettino or Mickey Wonders now, he played from mostly as a number 10 player, but I think the first 10 games they are not about 3 wings, and even coach we Krabai, Enzo Mares Krabai in preseason sometimes you can Omane ball wings kakra, and this is the player either from the wings or as a number 10 or a dangerous. You compare Bukayo Saka, you compare Martin Odegaard, you Becca City or Kevin De Bruyne. They have Bizet Savio or any other players, but I don't see any team in this world Abrante any team in call. And I think say Abrante hyper also Onyamo. He's not getting it because he's playing for Chelsea, a Chelsea who is not doing so well. If team coach and Eddie Thomas Tuchel Chelsea and Nana Kopama is a kind of Chelsea called that Champions League. Kopama and Ballon d'Or hands down. So the numbers better for Bekasa. Ode Vinicius Junior currently voting on more in Utopia. Say the Bibia Obama deserves the Ballon d'Or. But despite the fact say I was your other criteria is be anything it will get to a time you won't say maybe Messi goes and then the numbers is not up to killing Mbappe. But at the end of the day, Messi are winning some important trophies. And some stats better than the Messi, but about individual brilliance and individual numbers across all the players are nominate apart from Erling Haaland. I don't think say no player being what all numbers are saying Kopama. Even as now, all the sense of Kopama joining Chelsea from the day he joined Chelsea and from the day he born the first game at Chelsea to currently now I can say. There is no player in the world that were involved in more goals in Kopama. They tells you how prolific, how dangerous Kopama is. Despite the fact say about Chelsea are struggling, but we won't say he's the diamond in the team, and that is the player we are talking about. We are not talking about an Arsenal team over Premier League because for the past 2 years, about 2 league, and they are one of the not the second best team in England, one of the best teams in the world currently, and who play with Martin Odegaard, you say or a playmaker. At the end of the day, every season, 7 assists, 8 assists. This is not the playmakers at first. Now you league anymore. So what I say. So I think that Kopama deserves a lot of credit, especially when he went to the England national team near Iamba Branton. But the moment Kopama best stepping on the pitch something happens for the England national team, especially in the first came your by or your assist, another one sounds so assist or you Watkins, and draw at the final. A brand England that from a Kabako or sounds so betty can Emma money be 1-1. Erezi the Three Lions hopes high. So I think that Kopama deserves better. And looking at how he's playing day in day out, he's maturing. Rebecca said of late on when Kopama is playing on the flanks, he dribbles more than so made it because each do what made it. And you're feeling about to tune a vision 1 2 3 beat pack 1 2 3 passes now go and then they share progressive passes any key passes over. None of the midfielders in the Premier League and about key passes the same. And I think that the player deserves the credit. And Medicanka say the PFA Player of the Year, we are Branton. Despite the fact say fearful they are only now contesting for the Young Player of the Year. Sometimes I don't know how these award schemes it works. If I'm nominated for Young Player and a Player of the Season, then MYBET Benedict as the Young Player of the Season. Not Player of the Season, Modiama Benedict. Then it means if Benedict is the overall Player of the Year, then it means he's also in the category for the Young Player of the Year. Why don't you give him the award as well? And to me, Mandika said he is the best player in the English Premier League right now. And even currently, we are saying I haven't seen young who play there right now. Or your code, Cinco Palma, HOD.
Okay, I know the controversial man, Vincent, and what's in a club owner. And then the war show ni so often call holy stars, superstars. Or bracing in the amount for barenche when you have a cash out. And then he didn't come over. The uti na opesa over boy in Yana. Or say the door is open. Brabe count na and fast one bar when you know how much me a cash out and be bet me. I was so me did say Benedict why wait him the crack with him. You can also invest in the team. Na itimi abonye time awunia afa wie no na afa na ba ese menu nyina na net sports arena so to omwa bi ne ya faboa onua ono so adwenche e na wate no mame ko listo also na mintie listo mame ntie o amano ne nsam de opese udi unko.
Yes, we had a golden generation of a Belgium national team. They had all the quality players. Moshe goalkeeper Thibaut Courtois, maybe he was young, but then he was a goalkeeper or demonstrated he was a very good goalkeeper. Even at a very young age, helping Atletico Madrid to get to the Champions League final. He was in posts. Thomas Meunier at the right back, though they had issues with the left back position. So mostly be Yannick Carrasco, you see him operating from the left side. Then Toby Adavel and Abrante and Jan Vertonghen. For me, the back five with the goalkeeper. The Noban Finfin Honoma, Musa Dembele, Abrante as a whistle, Finfin or Kevin De Bruyne, Ukwe Nimu Honoma. At some point, Eden Hazard, then Romelu Lukaku also playing. So this is a Belgium team. They were delight to watch, and I think the pinnacle of this team was in 2018 World Cup. Na Obiashwe ni Musanka to I demonstrated they are the team to beat. Indeed, they did well. I remember their game against Brazil. It was a talk of Eden Hazard between Neymar. And on the day, Eden Hazard demonstrated he was the captain of this particular team. Look, they had Vincent Kompany on only Eden. I am captain. I know Eden all lead the team. So it was a solid team, very 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 solid team. Almost to me Bubu Kwaye Freno Brazil film in the quarterfinals. They got to the semi-finals. And almost to me uncle many beams. So obviously at that time no be a and come to me akwa the World Cup, but it didn't happen that way. Almost to me free. Every honor I think say na do na I say the coach omumano able this golden generation where he wasn't an elite coach. He wasn't a coach now also omumano yeden omumano lead the team. Papa friend Martinez. But at the time too now he has won I think the FA Cup or Carling Cup with Wigan Athletic. So he was coming from a club side, being a club coach, having won with a team like Wigan Athletic. So they thought say Caribbean got this winning mentality, but then it became a problem. Yes, they were delighted to watch, but then getting to the last step, so maybe winning trophy, they couldn't, and they flattered to deceive. I think that they are the only golden generation in recent times. Then fast forward, it has gotten to a time Vincent Kompany retired, Toby Adaver. I think that he is still around sometimes. Oh man, will be near there. But I think that the last call up is not part of the team. Jan Vertonghen retired, and Hazard retired. You know, Thibaut Courtois, and there. Because of the coach decision to give the captaincy amount to Kevin De Bruyne, and I'm on why they or not so training with the free team. So basically, team no idea. They only have Romelu Lukaku around. At that time, too, they had a Michi Batshuayi, so now also joining. Yannick Carrasco is still around. There are a few of them, but it appears that golden generation now are coming to an end. My papa friend Dominic Tedesco say, also from club side, after a disappointing outing, he started so well with Shaka Ofo, but after disappointing outing, Omakwa fan say no more Emily the rebuilding of the Belgium national team since 2021, right? They've never beaten any top 10 ranked team in the world, but maybe a world number 1 before I ever go 2018 World Cup. Now they were world number 1 at that time. Omuchi England, I remember their game against England. That was the last time they beat a top 10 team. Almost England 2-0. Since that time, they've been struggling. The last qualifiers are almost nations tournament, you know, right? They were able to beat Israel 3-1. Then France, 2-0. In this window, they are going to play Italy and France. They are going to meet Italy and France, and they are coming into this particular international break without Romelu Lukaku and a branch friend Kevin De Bruyne. So from the old block, Kevin, you get Kevin De Bruyne, Bubenya, Romelu Lukaku, Yannick Carrasco is still around, as always. So they are around. So and Thomas Meunier as a right back at the time. So you get about 5 players, and KB and Komo Mumbe, the backbone of the rebuilding process. No, many can say 2 of the most influential of the 2, and Omutu na the captain. If Kevin De Bruyne and you are Lukaku na a captain team, no, they are not part of the team. And now, no, they are going to rely on Jeremy Doku, yes, Trossard. But mind you, say Trossard issues with this particular coach and how he is being deployed in the national team. And Obeka ne papa eba bonti after almost disappointing outing in the last Euros. The father came out and said the treatment of Trossard, no, they were not happy with the coach. How were they? So this is a Belgium team. Look, if you look at the young players, Tedesco Afroma, yes, they can build on it and build for the future. But there are issues surround our team way. And a very when you say Belgium here, a country they are not an elite football nation. Yeah. So Europe, they are not part. But they try to work to do something, and they realize you can what? You can also build. There is a documentary show how they decided say them Omankasa mbetiti omo players at a younger age and give them the needed guidance on and they are getting the results in terms of quality in personnel, individual players. But as we say, come as a team to compete, has become a problem.
Okay.
Now, Abrante Feno Johan Bakayoko, be him say PSV, 21-year-old. He is playing so well for PSV. So these are the players. Dodi Lukabaku, though he's an outsider, Satam Nana has harmony at the wall. Not him, no. They are so endowed. They are so rich in their talent to the extent that at the time I know Obama Heta Berlin, he didn't get opportunity to be selected. Now they've called him to the team. Now he's with Sevilla. I think their last game against Real Betis, he scored the most crucial goal in a game in a Seville derby. No, Utumi Buama Sevilla Utumi day. All the 3 points. He's that player Tedesco tries to rely on. Julian Duravel. Oko Borussia Dortmund, 18-year-old Duran. He's a very good player, and he's been called over 18 years. Then Kabeka will be and Kobeko be under 19 or under 21 side. But the coach, because of the oil rebuilding, he has given him an opportunity. Then there is Malik Fofana. I don't know what Olympic Lyonnais. And the last game, he scored. He's an influential player. Even at age 19, he's playing like a matured. And you see, as a matured player, you can only develop, right, when you get teams like Olympic Lyon. Because Olympic Lyon, Michel Ola, or he will sign quality players. Or very young, then will give you the platform. So we to I compete. And mind you, France a place. I think in as much as say the francophone countries Africa no. Ope country wo Europe. Players call France omo pa ye Belgium. Obekaya time obi say Bishi Bashwai ebe blue. He was with Marseille. Omo ankasa omo talisman Abrante Fernandin Hazard Olympic Marseille. Make me mention a whole lot of players. There is this player or midfielder. Omo friend Mangala. Now I think Waba Everton. He was applying his trade.
He played for Nottingham Forest.
Yes.
They went to Lyon and then came back.
But before Nottingham Forest for no Kofani Edifi the lower side. Thomas Munia Kwakobone ball. France, me no say or that's what France after we move to Dortmund or move back to way. So now these are the young players, and look, there are some very very young players. There is Marty Smith or Genk. There is a branch friend Connie De Winter, 22-year-old of Genoa Eneba. Maxi the Cooper or also Club Brugge. Then a branch friend Arta Tiet, it's in a kind Frankfurt, 24-year-old. Then Watford. I think that he's not an elite defender. He's not too good for me. Player now why Janet said David Luiz no. Osina kind of Leicester City. My brother Zeno debate. Uko Sporting Lisbon. He is part of a Omo defenser week in week out. Or then you come and meet legendary Thomas Munier, 33-year-old. Around then Timothy Castagna, he played for Fulham. So these are the players. And in Angels, Celtic, I will be about 21-year-old. Then Makamangala, Abrante Feno, Alexis Salamekes, were from AC Milan to Roma. He's injured, so he will not be part of this particular team. Amadou Onana, Abrante Feno, Yuri Teresman, only be joining the golden generation at the latter stage. Then there is this young guy, Feno, Syria Ngogi. Osina Kandema Napoli, very skillful left-footed player. Also no, Mejumaka Okatim. Then Charles,
former Hellas Verona. Midfielder.
Yes, and of course Napoli. Then I brought a friend Charles De Ketelaere, young chap. He joined AC Milan and Farman who are Atlanta, and he's doing so well with Atlanta. Luis Openda. So these are then Jeremy Duke. So these are the players Tedesco Igbabe rely on. To be honest with you, with this material, yes, they will play good football. They are young, they are energetic, they will run, they will listen to what the coach want to tell them. But trust me, like the last year qualifiers in the core, yes, Israel there, obviously, we share Israel with this team. Even at that time, there was Kevin De Bruyne in there. You will beat Israel with this team. But I trust me, with Italy, right? The Azuris, after disappointing, then Mababe come success story in their show. After disappointing last Euros, I thought said they were going to sack Spalletti. They allow him to stay on because they know Spalletti says Spalletti can be very bad coach at some point, but he can be an extremely good coach. Ninja said if you give him time, he will give you what you want. But say up a quick fix, up a quick resource. Trust me, you will not get it. And that is exactly what Napoli got from him. He's been coaching for a very long time. By Napoli, the second season on Napoli, no to me they almost league for a very long time. Let me come what I say. Yeah. So all by I'll be disappointed here. Many people and even myself thought that come now Oma Manai then I stay on. Say he should continue with the rebuilding. And I'm telling you, the kind of players, the Italian youngsters, players are almost show quality. Fratessimo, as show said they are ready to replace Jorginho, Nicola Barella, and Varetti. The last Euros. It will blow your mind. They've managed to do the transition very well. Hopefully, they will get a striker who will give them goals, because all this while, at the time normal Italy German also, Italy has never lacked strikers. Yeah. But in recent times, Ciro Immobile, Belotti, Scamacamon have not shown say they are that elite. Say a national team anymore. So I'm hoping that they will get a striker who can give it. Look, somebody like Ken. I think say yes, there is some level of a striker in there, but he's not prolific. He's too jittery. As he needs to what our strength, But the calmness near there, I'm hoping that the coaches will shape him. Now we move here for Juventus. On the big club, a lot of scrutiny about the game. Now about Fiorentina. Hopefully with time, we the needed stability of Fiorentina, and because I had about goals, he shouldn't try to be moving, because the more you move, the more you become unsettled. On tries to best settle of Fiorentina, and I think that he or tries to better Fiorentina no about goals in the Oguma. There's a bit of a striker in there. On bet to me I rely on with the Italian national team now. In their last 2 games, what they did to France. Look, they basically destroy France, even though they consider the first goal. A disciplined France national team tells me that under no circumstances. So almost 12 years Belgium able to look, it will be an international break of Belgium playing 2 of the top 10 teams are to me and show or China no mebo game. Italy will beat them and will beat them good.
You were talking about their midfield. There is a guy, I'm friend Richie, in the middle of the park for Italy. Sandro Tonali.
Yeah.
A player who has been absent for a very long time.
And Richie Nukrano, he's not playing at one of their top teams.
No, I know. That is telling me coach coach for players I said they can transition or players who can suit to the system now or person obon. On that said can say
Samuel Richie on number 8.
Yes.
JC.
Yes.
Young man. I think Obama Torino.
Yes.
Torino midfielder.
Yeah.
Yes. And Obo Onene Tonali and a Frantesi.
Yes.
Then they have Raul Bellanova. Then Federico Di Marco. As
these are the wing backs.
The wing backs. Then the 3 midfield. Then Obo Abrante Feno, Raspadori. Then Moiskin. Abrante Feno Raspadori. No. I don't see Neboni.
He was he was a good player coming from Sassuolo,
Yes.
But I think Oberuam won Napoli at that time. Osime former, no Osime was never difficult for him to dispose Osime. And now even if Osime freeway, Lukaku so a difficult for him. To say that now, can I think that the best advice? Said the more skin taking that advantage moving from Juventus to Fiorentina. No?
Yeah.
Those closer to Raspadori, Nanka, as a branch and so that move. At least to get a team at AB on Napoli level in your pekra. When you're getting minutes, it's me boawankasa.
Yes. Against AC Milan, he missed a penalty. I think he is not the first penalty taker, but he's been struggling in front of goals.
Moiskin, yes. And I mean, he scored 2 goals which were ruled offside.
And that's what I'm saying. Is that he need to add some level of composure to the game, because especially the second goal now, almost ruling out. It was a beautiful execution, but all moving the crowd, it wasn't even close in terms of the offside. It wasn't even close. So it appears that he's too jittery, or added some level of calmness, and he has gotten a coach. Say Italy, the way they do their things with the color and all that, they've gotten a coach who doesn't even care about that, and is ready to give him the chance to play. Until on also the calmness to the game. And look, I'm happy with how we're all moving on. You see, there are a lot of young players. I'm not your friend Caleb Okoli or Leicester City.
Yeah,
he's another young chapper. What coming into the limelight. Now Chelsea at some point, not Chelsea they have another one of my friend Dugu or something, or I think Lecce for left back. Even is a Dugu said they Italy for now started
a black guy.
Almost started here then. Was started give it and Kolana. It doesn't matter team or obo. First now Kabeka say bia Inter Milan, AC Milan, Juventus players and a bed dominating. Now the players all
you also agree with me, say as at that time we had a lot of Italian players and normally their commanding positions for these clubs you are talking about. But in recent times, when you go to ABA Juve, when you go to ABA AC Milan, Inter Milan, we are also getting foreigners who are all now on their boat. And you say Italy for anybody, but in most of the positions, maybe Albecano, or maybe only Italian, or a foreigner and all. So you have to go down to look at these clubs. You have Italian players who are also playing there.
Yes. But then I am mostly if you look at, that's why maybe can be Eros, right? I'm born on the last summer year.
Yeah.
And I'm born Eros. If you look at how we're moving on from certain players, and look, somebody like Giovanni, I want to Lorenzo Pellegrini,
a Roma captain.
Then there is another Roma, one. There is another midfielder.
Is it Castan?
Brian
Cristianti. Yeah.
These are the players. At least they thought that come to my Bible replace Jorginho Barella Verratti. But they've realized no, they cannot rely on these players. They should scout and scout well, and that's exactly what Spalletti is doing. And Spalletti is a special coach. Because I don't know when he gets players almost fitted to how he wants to play.
He delivers.
It doesn't matter player no baby or free ni baby or the ball. The player will come and deliver. That is why you see Torino players playing ahead of ABA, Inter Milan and AC Milan and Juventus. Said they make and what I said. How are you? I'm very very happy. Hopefully, or game ni better than and we will come and discuss afterward. I don't see how Belgium with how they fed right after golden generation, how they are going to face a team like Italy. I think also you're more rebuilding, and their rebuilding is towards 2026 World Cup. Can we say the last World Cup they didn't qualify, so they want to qualify. And if you look at the average age of team, which is the last way on boy, only 25 years. 25. So World Cup no so next 2 years, right? So next 2 years, no they can what I saying 27. They are in their prime, they are in their peak, and Nations League no more bono. Can we say Italy are finals do one quarter, but omunjibi. So they will want to this time around go efferent a competition now. My teams now, if you're rebuilding, will want to use it to say, okay, our rebuilding, we are on the right track in terms of beating our peers, beating Minos, and also going ahead to what? To win the trophy at stake. So obviously, I'm tipping Italy to beat Belgium.
I know listo so no de dia abano ewo amanonensem no sports arena na iguswa yede man ye bedi nkomo se na medical kan ne hana me interest na kase pa o na those closer to the FA president and kan jenisa onya asunu ntie ye ne bedi nkomo kakra as a cat ya she too much we nye Dreams FC. The Ghana Football Association, we are president of it, but you are not the owner. And I'll let you know the reason why I'm saying this. Members are common so. Na Kotoko enya friako. Vincent Kotoko.
Yeah, it
na
onze Enra.
Binye you.
So okay,
Binye.
Why? I said and then I hit him by me didn't.
There be say me say Kotoko enya fria.
And so obo me din and I miss much as and say no aye boss ba enzo manti e football.
Well, enkomo bi amedi chese. There were contractual agreements be ewu. And people are saying say US embassy. My name is list also what here. Say some the 5 be kan amanaye nipa 12. I can tell you saying yes sanity. The US embassy and net by the close of today. Se ombe issue visas ni bia kan yen. Enti anope omo ko ye no. 7 players. Our players no kwa ba ku ntimi mobo ni bi. No, yaman the visa no. But you see all the foreigners no. All the foreigners why omo me foreigners ni nyina and at least to be can be.
Yeah.
Those who are foreigners ni nyina and they have visas. Auche who is not a foreigner but because Auche so ono so ye obi a outside Ghana anyway no. Ono so nyai. Technical team no Najao because of national team traveling. Nansia na Kotoko team manager ko UK by or any brenya. The coach the man also travel and Oklu. So these are the 4 technical team members omenya. Nana Penka who happens to be the chairman of the IMs onya visa. So I'm ready Musa by the close of today. Visas in the Babeka. And yes, sir, now I can tell you so much them also. Because I want to be visa number no and konkobo. And here to konkoma. Me know what started. Kato Keku. I am not against he addressing the blaster place. Never. Never. But I am against or addressing the players. Yes, I can rest in him. Ye kana akobasa anko ya o. Yes, a cat crowd here. Or ye do baby. If said ye now no Randy Abbey, doctor, Abaka says a new man ko ya your bucket dino. And come we are what this would do also when your uncle Yaudini. And everyone is aware that since Ket took over, your national team no national team singing Ankoye. He's a failure when it comes to the national team. When you are addressing players, when you make me address them without saying, but I say, I mean, Dreams FC, almost Dreams every. He should go and address the Dreams players like this. He used a word, so or no person honest man, and you no credit that. Cat, you cannot tell me you are honest man. He been honest for go boy, how many Beckham United boy? Honest man, you see this game as an honest game. An honest man, your team played against a team. Our cover players, how many registered? A boy, an honest man. I mean, let's get serious in this country. Share Abedafo. See a poem for these players will go and play. Your players in Yamian will come one for Bijitum. Sansam Troni and I address the players on the microphone. I because maybe no me Vincent, Benedict, and Alisto. You have no opportunity to go blast our players anymore. Yeah. So you may be able to me a me a microphone. See. But for you to have access to them, and if you want to talk to them, at least talk to them on a one-on-one basis. Let them know. And before Kudus Yaba na Kudus Ronim said before about blast out. Now before I can't about not blast FA president me mangoy. He should give us a break. As a cat, as a wording come up or Kasane Busu too much. I'm telling you, that's how he Sano Yen and Yoma. The national team is not for him. Or a caretaker of the national team. That is why Ketokekun from the bottom seeker and I run in the national team. Now, because I say the NSA, youth and sports minister, and so far. We should get serious. People are making and as a pep me and I address the place and say, I'm okay. But the FA president is not your job. And I play when you're ready. And I will make then you from one FA place. Are you trying to tell us the sick are going to become baby a terminal? Players won't count your friend. So player be money more so it is not up to who FA president. Rather, it is up to the coach to decide say player be bomi and now those closer to party soon can't just a party you won't players be brave. Thomas Step party I did was watch it. Say the nine no me come on national team na kasa omo baba bia mai. These players do not remember where they are coming from. Yeah? That is why when you go to England, for them to even allow you to play in their league, they look at the number of games called Obama national team. When you look at the foreign based players, I want to come the question national team just here. Yeah, go for the sanity. And party, yeah, Frau Sebra also won't even travel 6 hours in a car. Hey, players on be you. These same players, I told you they need to qualify for World Cup. You see these same players, I will come back some of the Bible. If we are a serious country, say they do baby ben coffee me a 5-year development plan a by now your players in there say the list to kind of character by now part of my second no maybe. And if you have a weak FA part of the catch say I cannot travel now and pass for hand with your when you're weak. If it is your right to call the player 12 hours on Faka. Now I'm from Ghana and go UK. I'm in France here.
Yeah, actually, yes, I'm here at you for an idea. Actually, I hit the actually, my started with Thomas Partey there. On the and Ramit Snabek may make handsome, and even on a pay crown with I mean, some parts of the video, no, and I'm posting across the social media platforms, and the Arsenal fans were attacking me. I was like, you see, a due time is actually, yeah, the clubs we support in the Phantom chain. I have my childhood friends, you know, Ziggy SY. Mostly, say every weekend at night, any day, be a Chelsea, you will be almost many of my arguments, especially. S1 is your Man United fans and a dean command. I remember during the Euros, S1 was against the fact that Man United allow show a man called Euros player. He's been injured since February. Against your kind of Man. Then Euros, your friend the squad. After some time, he played for the team, and after the Euros, as of now, United team show is not bad. And I remember I was telling them say as a player in football a club cannot force say me mommy player and mommy ball. The moment the club you do that, there are some punishments be a club. You cannot force the player not to go to the national team. But you see actually any football no clubs in the player like if right now say there is such a match not say be a else I have to go and do reports. Then the company say, oh, I don't want you to go back because a national assignment or because it be a penny national. Yet me can't check penny say your uncle. The moment I becasado, punishment go. So you have to convince the player, find any ways and means to block the player going to the national team. We also what happened to regimes after say Oprah say England friend Chelsea and Mananko. And yes, Chelsea and kind of Mananko, but they will have conversation with the team doctors and says, oh, this player has to do this assessment. So if you say, oh, it's not the right time, then the team doctor will also assess. Then they will do that. Then also the latest one Abranton they Wesley Fofana. After some of them, they felt like player has been injured for almost a year and lots of games now, and we are managing. So in this international break, friendly matches na moko so pardon us I remember last two callers be it was Mohamed Kudus call up be by information nature say Kudus can catch a West Ham doctors and say he doesn't want to come in. The doctors was like oh no dear ontime koka say Kudus a prayer no Kudus no koka nchemo oh no adwuma he can't go and lie. So that international break Kudus came. Despite the fact that player feels our bread, but you see with Thomas Partey issue, you know, it has been going on, and you see, anytime we are Partey be back national team, no our pra, no our Arsenal. Anytime we are Partey be national team, no boss will be pra no our Arsenal. And you see the Arsenal people are saying say Martin Odegaard match no Koboma no well Kobo is it was useless. So the thing is the Arsenal team does not want Thomas Partey to come and play. For the Ghana.
I want us to do this job.
Yes.
Pick up your phone. Arsenal players send you from one national team caller.
My phone in here has this here.
Benedict, I want someone help me.
I think
but yes.
This collapse no.
Yeah.
But is it actually? Now come back maybe. Yes.
Are there other players now? Because
the
yes. So that's what I'm saying. And you are the captain. Yes,
the national team.
You are the captain.
That is the reason why he told me, Andre Ayew, I always respect him, despite the fact that I can't really cut him. Because Andre Ayew team ball, then the near chapai. Now still ordinary head, but you see, there are some of the players they are even whenever they wear the national team jersey. What you say? She will be the mobile wakasu. Some wakasu a crack no bobo. You can see the passion on the bubble. Some of the players, you see. I've had the privilege to talk to some of the legends. I'm about Black Stars, especially the free Boga half parts. I remember I spoke to Kwesi Owusu in an interview, and that interview, Kwesi Owusu, but on my video, as a player, the most 7 Black Stars captain or 7 Black Stars for more than a decade. He is the second highest scoring player for the national team, and even beside historians and they said say most of the goals of Shema Ghana no, we didn't record because this is a player in the game against Niger. He scored 5 goals in Ghana, went to Niger and go also share 9 goals. It means the double headers now share 9 goals. And you see how much was say ni goals share in now. Baby na recorded, but the ones he recorded you know makes him the second highest scorer behind Asamoah. And after that only Danowusu Reverend say Kofi, like all these legends, just say what they did for the national team. They promised them something and Omenian farm. And these are those days so Osha Tadina. They don't even think about the money. They don't even think about the other incentives Omenia. But even when they promise them Kana, they don't even deliver. But still, Kaima in national team. So I about it's a time to time no. The national team no. I say. Obipa Noba, if Thomas Partey don't want to play for Ghana again, it's possible because looking at the audio now, the communications director, Henry Santo Chumekan, it's obvious even Arsenal announced the players that were called to the national team, they announced that Thomas Partey was part of the squad. And even that day, Thomas Partey about 80 minutes, and we didn't see Thomas Partey leaping off, say, yeah, we're printing the uniform. Out of the players, no ban. You will say Osman Ibrahim didn't complete the game as a communication director. Kind Joseph Pinto, it was himself. But Thomas Partey, we don't know, and they said illness. One journalist from UK or a correspondent for Arsenal reported said Thomas Partey and yet injury by illness again. One for the malaria, be a fever, be the and you see the moment a player better
and for anyone to mean travel.
Yes, and Nana Henry can they trigger say okay, running assessing if you assessing loan to me bar, that is fine. And player they say he doesn't feel comfortable traveling for 6 hours coming to Ghana. He doesn't feel comfortable. Ebia no feel say bia Russia ni Ukraine for missiles ni bin akako bomb ni plane. That is player and you see me medi can say if from now onwards me party yin or nya collab bar. Me right now, he shouldn't be part of Black Stars plan currently. Lady Kaka, even and the can catch you say Thomas Partey, me right now be one of the best 5 defensive midfielders. We are here. Thomas Partey will be in my top 4 or top 5 currently. But you see, when it comes to the national team, he will not even want me be part of 50 games in terms of national team appearances. So I think that obviously. The player doesn't want to come and play because team nature can say right now we need you more than you can Declan Rice. Ababe said Thomas Partey is an important player than Declan Rice. It's an important player than Bukayo Saka.
No, but Arsenal one can
say. I'm
saying
they see him as a weak personality.
Yes.
You cannot tell Declan Rice maybe one to me, so we are Takra, one to me in Casa has Declan Rice.
But Minjin this are time to catch a party say
listen, it is possible.
Debbie.
Because
Ushe
do you remember Essien Jose Mourinho?
And we are Essien. Do
you remember the conversation is different? Arsenal later the report Black Stars say the player is not well.
And no age na then so conversation from the player different from say club now report say player no injury the doctors the report about any illness
Arsenal team the report my Black Stars. That is why I coach respond quickly for another player.
Illness is different from injury.
Despite so intermedia say Arsenal any report is
so illness is different from injury.
And I'm person Vincent say
I'm not
with Debbie make catch say me person me church with injury no try me ba with injury no try me ba me we na be chim with injury no train with injury no Debbie obi tie man nti ase with injury club no doctor and a player no and a chair say ni calf ni ha with illness onu player na ofili say ni hu mfa no akọ ni personal doctor
no
Debbie me ba club a report player illness
no
depending on
who brought me back part mfa personal doctor's report in about you.
That is why I'm talking
listen
about.
Listen, you don't say it.
I say my make us and you say me defend the party. Me say
me say break any report in about any chance. It is the club's medical team.
HOD me ba say Ghana send we invitation Emma party so mbeboa.
We don't send invitation to master.
Oh tie
club.
Tie me and distracted tie.
No Debbie.
That is the truth.
You don't send
Debbie say you don't
send
you don't send invitation.
You send invitation to the club.
And I make us say Ghana tie me. Say Ghana person invite party beboa. Through Arsenal. Yes. Into say Arsenal for be accept Ghana invitation na. Omo no be reply.
Debbie. Who the right to listen
accept or decline?
And then I don't know where when it is
anyone else can say Wesley Fafana, Rhys James, we Chelsea ni omo kasa no. It's through the club. Then it is an invitation for club no.
Say Arsenal be penalty. Player on your fit. Maybe only
who send the invitation move. It's accept or decline.
Benedict. When you send invitation to a club, who you so for Fana, who you so Rhys James, clubs and country sometimes come to a conclusion. Player na here can wasn't. If you free injury ban, sure. This time I man ba ebia emwa. But if the club still insists, after the working in a club, nekase still country no, ekase still manemra uni choice.
But player ni bit man turning it down.
Or turning it down what ye? The country can report you the player to FIFA. They report you if they report you to FIFA. Now we have a duration a bit to be quick. I say you don't play football.
Yes, punishment.
So if you don't know, that is what it is.
HOD. Me person ma yete say. Bibi a invitation. Enye mandatory. so far as say a invitation, meaning say there is a possibility of accepting or declining.
There's no way a club can decline.
About your friend Kagawa.
What are you talking about?
And the club and the Ghana for jet in Kofa pattern free. England in bet na Ghana high.
It's not about saying
maybe don't make that statement say we accepting or rejecting. And any invitation a mandatory so mo Kofa no. Never private jet in Kofa nimbra. Never private jet in Kofa nimbra.
About your friend Kagawa say then he should retire from the national team and focus on Arsenal. I'm just waiting for Listo to comment on this issue. Listo, but
I'm completing my point. You see, even in the England national team, we've seen several, instances. Even especially like regimes like this. Regimes they're now man back. We've seen several years a player now report to camp. No, it's true. Near friends, for fun, I don't go do France and no Sansu back. Only is it Malogus one? Only now go do camp, and they came back
because the process there was to assess and see what they are saying.
You see, so with for fun, I made mention say player no, he's been injured for almost a year now, and managing the game loss. So says, okay, yeah, man, West. I know for fun, I friend man call. My issue is, who's here Henry Asante Chum audio now. Clear say
and audio now o kan wasem no audio no yeah the audio no na watie audio na ensem a abrantia e fani Henry Asante Chum kind audio no boss sisi a ye bo audio ni sisi a for you to listen to the exact words abrantia e friend Henry Asante Chum kind e wo dwumadie so
baba na omabo audio ni nya ready yet but Henry ka say before invitation you can HOD as some simple and short and you say actually Bibre Henry say the moment I party buying Arsenal even reported there's a communication Arsenal report say the number of players are from to national assignments and reporting you know Arsenal didn't communicate to their website say Thomas Partey is unwell. I hear rumors say Partey but they who say Michael Bedu any other players have a very replace Thomas Partey and co. Am I even crampono? You move because report say Captain Thomas Partey and the players will join the 11 players and then but you who say papa coach now I respond quickly. And Henry say Arsenal every send message by say Thomas Partey is not injured. But he's not well. In football, we've seen several times a player with Benadi malaria ever ball. Especially as Samojan, you the team doctor because
near Samojan, but I know the enya advisable. I'm saying say for that one, for that a player beyond any obi owa obetimi agya tum say be I metimi abo.
No, I'm not saying obetimi abo, but make sure say you who several instances players be they've been out of games and injury, malaria and other sickness. So because or running keke, on team bubble, then doctor says
running keke, honey,